Well, it has been some time since the Sim side. Matter of fact, the last time we went streaming was for the Area Cup Series. Before that, an e-ticket event. You may be saying, what has happened? Where did we go? What is going on? And for the ones that haven't been keeping up, yes, the in-person side has been well alive on the broadcasting. But there's no guarantee that next time we'll be back from 1 week to the next because, yes, in-person broadcasting may take reign over NR Night in America, but it doesn't mean we won't find time when time comes alive. And that's why we're here on this beautiful, get this, Wednesday night of racing. Well, hello everyone, I'm John Ramos, the voice of NR, wanting to say hello and welcome to all that have joined on in, no matter where you may be, as we get ready for the countdown to green. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will take reign for round number 1. 2 races guaranteed tonight, depending on the voice, depending on how the voice stays alive, will depend on how many races we do go, because yes, in-person broadcast also tomorrow evening, that being at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on what's been going on, what's been changing. Left for Hickory Motor Speedway, that being last Tuesday. From that Thursday, we then had the race packed up to head to Newport, Tennessee on Friday. From that Friday, got everything ready for the race on Saturday. Saturday was the Food Country USA 300. Packed the stuff up because at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't even remember when, headed north to Owasso, Michigan for a 31-car pro late model event with the Jag Sierra All-Star Store, the Big O Classic, and it was a big old show with the Owasso Rising Project. If you don't know the name Owasso Speedway, I would get to know it very quickly because they're going to be a track that your kids will know very, very well, and that is not a joke at all. From there, quickly, I wouldn't say quickly because the race was on Monday and I took my sweet old time getting home Tuesday, checking out Lansing, Michigan, checking out Indianapolis, checking out all the great things. On the way back to Nashville, Tennessee, was at the track actually this afternoon, to the point I said, you know what, we haven't done NR Night in quite some time. I know we got an in-person broadcast coming up. Let's see what we can do for those diehards that have been sitting around, waiting around. No promotion. Only people that really knew was the ones in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, click the link down in the description below. And then we said, let's ride. So here we are, the schedule, pretty calm, pretty tame tonight. We go Daytona, World Center of Racing, 30 laps the feature, 10 laps for the race-in, also known as the LCQ. Everybody outside of the top 20. Check that. Everybody outside the top 30 will be heading into the LCQ, where the top 10 spots will race their way into the main show. Gets better. Once we get the 40 car, or so I say the 40 truck field, we ride for 30 laps. Following that, Myrtle Beach Trucks, a great grassroots event. And depending on how many likes we get on this live stream, we're definitely got to break over 150 for us to consider. Depending on the engagement of the drivers, the viewers, let the drivers know. There's 60 of them in here right now. Drop a like on the stream, because right now we're rolling, I think, in or around 40, not even, we're in around 24 likes. There are 60 drivers in this field that understand that we're racing and live streaming right now. If we break over 150 likes, we'll consider a race number 3. But right now, we're guaranteed 2 races for multiple reasons. In-person broadcasts tomorrow. Don't want to destroy the voice. I've had in-person broadcasts all week long in different regions of America, from the Southeast to the Midwest. We're back in the Metro Nashville area tomorrow. And this is a good old, let's not forget what we're doing. Let's not forget about the YouTube side, and kind of alluded to this over the winter months, that it was going to be tough come the summertime to do some streams. So we were going to do it when we can, if we could. And that honestly brings us back to our older roots, right? In 2021, when I worked at the luxury store to me, there would be times that I would get off of work at 9:30. I would head home. We'll be doing NR Night at like 11 o'clock at night. That era may be coming back. So just keep on the lookout at all things really in the Discord. It's been harder to promote because there's just no guarantee of one stream to the next, but I'm very glad we're all here and kicking around. Well, how about that one? Mateo Ortiz goes top of the board. It will lead us to green, his first ever pole in NR Night in America. The ones outside the top 30 will line up for the race-in, also known as the LCQ. 30 drivers going for 10 spots, shown on the left side of your screen. Once those 10 spots are filled, we'll grid them up once more of the 40 truck field to go racing at Daytona International Speedway. Myrtle Beach Trucks, always a great car track combo. Can't wait to see how that one rides tonight. Let's see if we can speak to some drivers. I would love to speak to Daniel Mosteller. He is not here, at least as of this moment. So we'll continue to work around, ride around, and figure out who to speak to. You know what? Let's go with Frank Horley. Horley, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, you're the one of the few that talked about it. It's been a while since we have had NR Night in America. One, welcome back for you. It's been a while since you've had an e-ticket event with you on the grid. Trucks, yeah, Daytona, this is your combo, right? This is your baby. This is what you're really good at.
This is my combo, but I just qualified 26th. Do you see who was on the pole for the main event?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I had to double check, and I did double check because I thought it wasn't real.
Me and 40 are in utter shock, but we can't believe it. I mean, we got a Team T car on pole, and it's the Team T car you would least expect.
And so that's another thing, too. I mean, the unpredictability of NR Night is big. We haven't done NR Night in a while. Wednesday night edition. Mateo on the pole. Do you tell him to, hey, drop back? You're in the show to pick you guys up, or have him stay up there?
30-lap race. Stay up there. I'm 26th, bro. Like, I'm kind of screwed.
Okay, with it being a 30-lap race instead of a 50, how do you take it, though? How do you...
Yeah, exactly. It's a 30-lap race. I got no time. I got to get to the front ASAP.
All right, going to be fun to see. What do you want to say to the viewers back at home?
Have fun. I just did 7,000 iRating yesterday.
I saw that.
That's a big achievement for me.
It very much is.
So, yeah, we got 40 starting 13. Mateo on the pole. I cannot believe it, and I'm down to 26. So we're going to have some work to do, but I'm going to get up there as soon as I can.
Indeed. Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Frank Horley with the Team T shot. I haven't said this in a while, so let's do it. Godspeed, drivers. You are a go for throttle up. Welcome to NR Night in America. I'm John Ramos, the voice of NR, saying hello and welcome for the ones that have listened on Track TV, Racing America throughout the entire week from Hickory to Newport to Owasso Speedway. We're back tomorrow night as the Racing America Track TV side, the in-person broadcast for more racing. That's at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway for the Rackley Roofing Battle of Broadway 150. But right now, it's all about the sim as 30-odd trucks work their way through the high banks of Daytona in 3 and 4 to see if they can be the 10 to advance to the main. 150 likes, we'll consider a race 3. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's Wednesday night. It's showtime from Daytona. Let's light the fuse from the world's center of racing. Carter Kingsley on the outside. He has Josh Harper in 1. Underneath is all Skylar Comstock as company in Hudson Sangster. Newcomer to NR Night in America as they work their way for the first time down the super stretch. Dobchenko was just in the Indiana 500. About a week or so time, he's in this race in as you have Andres Valdez. He's racing an e-ticket before. Micah Curtis, Chad Thurnquist, Michael Mitchum, they're hung up just in or around that top 10 transfer spot. 3 wide, 4 wide looking. And nearly right there they go. Exit of the trial ball. Sliding goes the 11. Caution will wave after 1 full lap. And multiple machines taken out in the melee. Chad Thurnquist, you saw his 11 turned around. Andres Valdez with the 24 when they're about 3 or 4. I want to say about 3 or 4 wide deep. Bryce Benton, Noah Leonard. Michael Mitchum's 38 machine did make it through. And a good old welcome back. Let's take a peek back. Quickly happened on Andres Vargas to the middle, 3 wide, gone into the machine underneath him. That being the 61. Him, Mike Mitchum, and others sliding, swaying. You saw the air under Chad Thornquist in his 11. Really what they nearly all rode. See from the drone. This is where it got really interesting. Thornquist in the 11, up and into the 3. Riker Byron right away, knew what was going on, went into the grass. And how light those trucks get. They get turned sideways. It is something. Caution now for the first time today here at the World Center of Racing. We'll continue to go ahead and hop around and wait around. We'll get the 1 to go this time by. Once again, the top 10 to advance. Fonseca, the first driver out of this race. So 29 left to go for 10 spots. Carson Freeman is 27. Cody Meadows is 26. Chad Thornquist in 25th, Bruce Dunley in the 23rd position. Once again, I'll be live tomorrow in person at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. That with the Rackley Roofing Battle of Broadway 150. Doing some things on the sim after having in-person shows from Thursday to Saturday to Monday. North Carolina, Tennessee, Michigan. Now back in Tennessee, got home late last night. And so glad to have you all with us. You're watching the race in. At the conclusion of this race, we'll have the main event. That is Daytona. You get ready for 30 laps of thunder. Getting ready to go green once more. Skylar Comstock's going to be something to watch. He was up front, at least early on, keeping the hound of machines behind him before they went left, right, and almost upside down did some. Kingsley, Dojenko, Harper, and Light. That runs 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sheeran, Michael Mitchum. Mitchum was not allowed to race in a couple e-tickets and then had the opportunity to at the Indiana 500. Unfortunately did not make the grid. And waiting on a word of penalty for the future for him. He knows one thing, more winning, it means more opportunities after how the last couple of e-tickets have gone. Comstock, Saxer, Kingsley, Dolchenko, that being the fast 4. We'll get ready to go green flag racing. Back to the restart zone, we're underway. They're telling me that there are words that there's something wrong with the microphone. We'll update that in just a moment. And we'll do one more microphone check. Sorry, so apparently there's some high-pitched screech, and I don't hear it on my end at all. We're really curious to what that all could be. So we're doing a quick mic check from there, going in, going out. Let me know if it continues nonetheless. It is 3 wide, just outside the top 2. Mitchum to the outside, Company in the middle. And all I did was go ahead and unplug some things and plug it back in. We're back racing, so sorry about that screech. Definitely something that we have not dealt with in times past. But we did go ahead and unplug things, come back in. Let me know if that continues on our end. 3 wide it is, Comstock, Dolchenko, and Sangster, with Mitchum, Harper, and Zade lined up as the top 6. Go ahead and try it again. 3 to go. Apparently, it's only when I talk. Yeah, everything is in the same exact place that it was before I left. Hopefully, we didn't have any of those issues in other e-ticket events. But as of right now, yes, this is how they roll. Dolchenko lined up, Sangster, Comstock, and others. Jenko in the middle. Harper with the move. Comstock is there. Light, Mitchum, Benton, Curtis. Mostly still 2 to 3. Salamanca, 1 to go in the racing. Sangster, Dolchenko, top 2, racing their way to 1 and 2. And it's mostly still 2 by 2. Where's the run going to come from behind? Sharon, Benton. No move just yet. Top 10 advance. Everybody else goes home. Sangster on the bottom at 42. Wrecking behind. Sliding, swaying. 1. Up and into the air. That's the 99. It's going to be Levi Light for the win at Daytona. A wild wreck late. Bryce Benton is out. Dwayne Corbett is in. And it happened within the final moments of this race. They're still wrecking as some trying to go ahead and get to the line. Let's watch a replay before they go ahead and grid. Let me know if the audio issues continue. There was the move, Michael Mitchum. Up and over goes the 99. And we can confirm that the audio is good to go. Okay, so sorry about that. It must have been because the system was sitting here for so long, not being used for just over a week, when usually it's being used every single day, because on this PC we do other things besides streaming, and I do some work on here. It must have just laid dormant. It's almost like starting up an old car. 40 drivers have lined their way up on the grid of the 62 that entered. Let's get ready for racing in Daytona. Let's see who we can possibly go ahead and speak to. Cooper Glick, John Ramos, you got a copy.
Oh, hi, John.
Did you not expect an interview?
No, I was not expecting an interview, John.
Well, we're getting ready to roll off. Did you make the field?
Yes, I actually qualified.
Oh, my goodness. And Mateo Ortiz is on the pole. What's going on here tonight?
I don't know, John.
Are you watching the Battle of Broadway tomorrow? You kind of have to. You work for Rackley.
Yeah, I do have to, yes. I'm also doing Fetcho stuff, so.
No. Okay, so how did this all come together? Because out of the blue last year, you told me about how you watched the All-American 100, and it kind of shocked me. You got your foot into short track racing kind of like how I got in, or how did that all go?
I just sent, so if anyone's out there once again in the motorsports industry, I just sent out a bunch of emails to everybody, and they eventually somebody will respond back to you after like 200 or 300 emails, so.
It's about how badly you want it.
Yep.
Wow, okay. So how did the Fetcho Motorsports deal come together?
Oh, Fetcho and Rackley work together. They're technically alliance teams.
Oh, that's
they just kind of sent me over to them. Yeah.
Okay. So who do you think is going to win the Battle of Broadway? Do you know who's on the entry list?
I have not checked the entry list. All I know is Isaac and Dawson. That's all I know.
Do you go ahead and mute the race and keep it on the corner, or do you actually like put the audio on?
Oh yeah, it's full TikTok running 4 screens at once on my desktop.
No way. Are you gonna be streaming it in the Discord? Do you have other people that watch?
Maybe.
Well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give that shout out because I'll be running play-by-play tomorrow.
That'd be great to see that.
Indeed. All right. Good luck today.
Thank you.
That is Cooper Glick, part of SKS, looking for his first win in years. Pace car will be making the hard left off the pit road, and for the first time in a long time, NR Knight is back. The world center of racing has played a pivotal role in its success. Let's light the fuse from Daytona. Ortiz, Jungman, lined up 1-2, outside lane, getting the shove, that being Van Drugman, now the 2-time e-ticket champion. He's got Jackson Carr to the outside. He's got Pitt. Wilkerson lined up as well. That's downstairs with the number 19 of Ortiz as Van Drugman brings the herd of 40 off turn 4 to see who leads lap 1. Carr with the move in lane 2. Jackson Carr and Toyota Gazoo lead lap 1 of the 30-lap feature. William Schmidt topside. And he's got the 6. Norm Bennington being shoved by Carlos Truther. We talked to Frank Horley earlier. It's about go, 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 and how quickly you can go before things don't work out. Drugman on the bottom, company with Ortiz. Carr on the bottom now with what looks to be Pick in the middle. Garrett Pick 3 wide with topside led by William Schmidt. Keith Ingram finding company just behind the 26. Garrett Pick, newcomer to NR Knight in America, has never won a race in this community. He leads for the first time to the high banks of 1 and 2. Carlos Ortiz on the outside. He just got up and into the outside retaining wall. Lined up with Schmidt in that 3rd lane that looked to be the hard Chargers, dissipating from back to row 3, maybe even row 4. Can they get in front of Lane Sanders? Not going to happen. Ooh, nearly getting a little out of line goes Lane. Mostly just got loose in the middle of the turbulent air, lined up with the 88 machine. James Seawright to the inside. Another newcomer. has it locked and loaded. Then you got Kevin Champagne on the outside. Contact with the 40. Does he save it? Yes, he does. Kevin Champagne points it in the right direction after getting nailed by what looked to be Chase Stewart. And how they have yet to wad him up is a story some are still trying to answer. So James Bomar lined up with Seawright, Pick, and Carr as the top four. Bomar comes around to lead that lap with 26 laps to go. Following this race at Daytona, we will be back. That being with Myrtle Beach. It will be race number 2. No guarantee of more races after. Unless we get around 150 likes, we'll consider, depending on how the voice sounds. Once again, in-person broadcasting coming live tomorrow on Racing America and or Track TV. You guys can go ahead and check it all out. But all eyes are on Garrett Pick. He's the race leader as the Toyota Tundra now swipes the bow of the 59 machine of James Seawright. Seawright on the inside, lined up with Jackson Carr. Sanders in the middle. He lines up with the 88 machine. That's Mason Jones. Everyone kind of just switching and shuffling about as the laps continue to fade away. Usually it's 60 laps at Daytona when we go trucking, but as of this moment, we set 30 because of what I have to do in the next coming on days. So, Pick, Seawright, Sanders, top 3. You're watching racing from the high banks of Daytona. This is at our night in America. And isn't it kind of odd, right? We're used to seeing racing on what? Tuesday, Friday. And here we are, rolling around the racetrack on a Wednesday night. Haven't done a Wednesday night stream, I think, if I'm not mistaken, since 2024. It has been that long since we've ever really dropped the green flag on a Wednesday night. 3 wide it is as Sanders back to the outside. We've kept it green up to this moment. Trouble buys into the outside wall. 3 wide gets jammed again. 1 slides, that goes Ingram. Into the grass goes Horley as the caution will pick up with 24 to go. And as quickly as those words came out, the driver who finished runner-up in the Indiana 500 looks to very easily be out. There's damage on the 94. Kevin Champagne does not look to be worst-case scenario. We saw Frank Horley's truck go through the grass. Things just went quickly for a miss. Here's Kevin Champagne. Right on the nose with him. Matter of fact, watch back before things got really hairy into turn 1. That was already almost race-ending damage, the first hit for Buys. That second one, I mean, we're talking axles being bent, maybe a trailing arm. Kevin Champagne just wanted nothing to do with it. Here's Jackson Bias again. Look what happened. He's lined up with the 88 machine. Makes contact with Kevin Champagne. The 3 drivers in front of him. Inside, outside, shuffling, swaying, and bang. And this is a sprint race. Most of these guys are in all systems go, and Bynes didn't brake for the drivers up in front of him, which doesn't exactly help with keeping the motor intact or maybe whatever is now left of the radiator. And it's going to be lengthy repairs on pit road. So James Bomar is in. Your race leader, that looks to be Seawright, James Seawright in the number 9 machine. Lane Sanders goes P2. His last win was at the World Center of Racing. Let's talk to Mateo Ortiz. Ortiz, John Ramos, you got a copy. Ortiz, John Ramos, you got a copy. and no word from Mateo. So we'll go ahead and chime in with someone else. Van Drugman, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Hey, John.
All right, question here. Are you ready to finally get back racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway next week?
Dude, you best believe it. Two races have been canceled this year. I've been waiting for another one. This one will be my first back-to-back race week. I got Huntsville this week, and the next week I'll be in Nashville. I'm super excited.
All right, you're running 5th right now. How does it feel to be back on the sim?
I'm always on the sim, man. Yeah, I'm always on here. I don't like to play tracks that much, but I'm having some fun. I mean, I'm not wrecking.
We are going to Myrtle Beach next.
That's what I'm excited for. That's why I'm here. And Nashville.
Well, we'll see about Nashville. We're still considering race 3 being Nashville, mainly because they got to keep the voice intact. Are you going to be there tomorrow?
No.
Okay, so you get to check it out, though, on Racing America and Track TV, then.
Yeah, it's tomorrow like a late model event.
It is the Battle of Broadway.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, no, I won't be there, but, you know, I'll be watching from a distance.
Watching from a distance. Aren't you based in Tennessee?
Yes, but I'm planning on running the Area Pro Series tomorrow, so I do want to be there for that. And, you know, I just won't be able to go.
Indeed. Well, you're going to have 20 laps left of this race. What's kind of the game plan? It seems like it's been all systems go. It's been wide open, nobody really lifting. Is that what you're thinking about for now till the checkered flag?
I don't really know what I want to do, because if I stay on the bottom, I might get freight trained in the back. But if I go on the top, you can't go anywhere if there's a wreck. So I don't know exactly what I want to do. Does that make sense? But I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, good luck there. We're gonna go ahead and grab the one to go. That is let me phrase that. That is Van Drugman, the two-time e-ticket champion. No word on Daniel Mosteller. No word on some of these other drivers. Let's see if we can go ahead and grab a word once again from someone that's been somewhat moving through the field. Carlos Truther, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Yes.
All right. You didn't start where you wanted, I would say, but you quickly moved through. That third lane kind of dissipated. What's the frustration like as a driver when you have the commitment behind you and they start tailing off?
Well, there's no commitment behind me. It's like the third lane only works with 3 drivers. If there's 2, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to stall out. You need 3 to clear. And we finally got 3, and then I don't know if Schmidt gave a bad push or something, if they just got loose, but it kind of sacked everything up. And now we're here, chilling P31.
Those Team T engines got a car on the pole. Did you expect it to be with Mateo Ortiz?
No, me and Bean had a good laugh about that one, but you know, they gave him the best car this week. What can you say? They got tired of me and Bean junking our equipment, gave it to a different driver, and I respect that.
All right, well, hey, you never know. I mean, he could be, what, the 3rd, 4th different Team T winner?
I think he's due.
I think it'll be number 4, right? Gavin Gomez. No, the 5th. He gave me the 5th different winner. Indeed. And that is Carlos Truther as we get ready to go green flag racing. Seawright on the outside. The control car has Lane Sanders on the bottom, and we're back on the way. David Bell, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Well, check that. Actually, the VIP pass. I want to say thank you to JJ for jumping on the VIP pass as well, saying howdy to everyone. Full saw to turns 1 and 2. Jacob Wilkerson to the outside. Sanders on the bottom, back up top, drops the tailgate on the nose of the number 9. But allows Jackson Carr on the bottom with Van Drugman. Carr the leader in the Toyota Tundra. Van Drugman's 12, riding in tow. 19 laps to go. Oh, trouble! Sanders around and a huge hit to the 44. And the caution will wave. Justin Champagne through the grass. Daniel Mosteller, Carter Kingsley. And a huge hit for the number 1 machine. What happened? It kind of just came out of nowhere. Oh man, it's almost like a squeeze. Probably need a better angle of it on who possibly came down on who. Watch Sanders in the 1. Got a push from Seawright. Oh, that's all on the 9. And a huge thud to the outside wall. Seawright may be getting an L1 penalty for it. So as quickly as we had green flag racing, we're now under the yellow flag with 18 laps to go. As the field will work its way off turn number 4. We are getting word they are going to L1 Seawright. And that being Daniel Mosteller overlooking the adminning duties, at least for today. I want to say thank you to him for checking on in, having a casual night event or night in America. William Schmidt, P4, Jacob Wilkerson, P5. As they'll line up and get ready once again. Pit road is wide open as we have some drivers trying to figure out what's going on back there. 33 trucks, at least as of this moment, still rotating their way around the speedway. Jackson Carr, Van Drugman, Mateo Ortiz are all lined in as they get ready for yet another restart. It's been something to go ahead and watch tonight, we'll give you that, as the 1 to go will come out early. Jackson Carr, his first ever win came at not Daytona, came at Bristol Dirt. As we get ready to try to go back, green flag racing. Pace car makes a hard left on the pit road. 17 coming to 16 laps to go for the World Center of Racing. We're back underway. Carr, Van Drugman, Ortiz, William Schmidt. That is the Fast Four. Rolling their way off turn number 2. 3 wide of Moon. That's in the middle. Lamb Bombard. Delgado, Bomar, Bianco, Hendricks, Truther and Harper. And Dolchenko is back there as well, still stuck in the scrum. 15 laps remaining. Jogman leads. Schmidt on the outside. Here comes Justin Champagne. Two Toyotas on the bottom, Chevrolet on the outside. And Abraham Vila, his last win was in the LCQ, heading into the Florida 500. Schmidt to the middle. Champagne on the outside. Vila wants four wide. That's not gonna work. Schmidt hard and into the outside wall. One gets airborne. Back on all fours as the caution will wave with 15 to go. The field scatters to the infield. There's the damage on the Cooper Glick 75. Actually doesn't look like much. Nope, check that. There's the damage on the Cooper Glick 26. Frank Horley in 22. Damage on Chad Hornish. And where did Abraham Vila think he was going to go? It happened very, very quickly. He saw it really all unfold. Watched Vila in the one. Stuck his nose where it didn't need to be. A huge hit. And late, Chad Hornish, Cooper Glick. Cooper Glick designs for Rackley War, running the Rackley War 26. Pit road, it's wide open. Man, oh man. And then there's Abraham Vila. Is he stuck, or did they go ahead and KO his race truck? I believe he is going tail end. Carr and Ortiz. Lined up as they'll get ready for a restart, and we get to go ahead and chat in with some drivers. Quickly, things disperse. Jackson Carr, the race leader, we got a word from him. Carr, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I got you loud and clear, man. It got wild in a hurry. Left side of your screen, race fans, you can see where everyone's running. What happened? Did you see what happened, and how the heck did you get out of it?
No, for these wrecks, I'm staying on the bottom, and I'm luckily avoiding them. Wrecks always look better in your rear view mirror, and that's just the plan right now, to just kind of stay out in front, maybe move to the high groove if it has momentum, but I like where I'm sitting right now.
All right, restart coming about. These guys have been really on the edge, on the chip, since the start of the event. How do you keep them behind? How do you keep the lanes from moving? And if they are going to move, how do you keep them from not being in an area that is in your favor?
Usually, with these kind of things, everything just kind of resets. If they want to be all crazy and whatever, you just let them and they'll wreck themselves at some point. So with these kind of races, you just got to kind of be laid back. You got to know what you're doing and pay attention to the lanes and who's moving and who's not. But honestly, I'm just gonna stay in this bottom lane, maybe move up, and hopefully be there at the end. It's worked so far.
All right, you're gonna have a 10-lap shootout. Good luck.
Thank you.
And that is Jackson Carr. Did hear some words and questioning why we're only most likely doing 2 races tonight. And I'll continue to keep these updates throughout the night. First thing, yes, still a lot of in-person broadcasting going on. For the ones that are wondering why we haven't done NR9 in quite some time, we do have the Area Cup Series, which you guys can go ahead and watch on the YouTube channel most Monday nights. And then, as well as the e-ticket events, we did have the Indiana 500. Don't forget that as well. It's been tougher to do NR9 in Americas because of my in-person schedule. I think we put a whole notice out back in December, January, after I got my in-person schedule this year, notifying most that it was going to be really rough to do NR in the summer. We're still doing it. We're going to plan to do it whenever we can, and we're going to try to get it in even if it's at late night hours for you all. But mainly because of my in-person scheduling, it has been a whole lot tougher to race. So right now we're guaranteeing 2 races tonight. Myrtle Beach, because Myrtle Beach is awesome with the trucks. Trust me, if you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. Daytona Trucks to go ahead and headline. And I do have an in-person race tomorrow as well. It's live on Racing America and Track TV. That being the Rockley Roofing Battle of Broadway 150 at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It will end a full week of events. I've been on the road since Tuesday. Got back late last night from Lansing, Michigan. I had a race in Owasso, Michigan just that Monday, and then the Saturday before the Monday had a race in Newport, Tennessee, and then the Thursday before that Saturday a race at Hickory Motor Speedway in North Carolina. So it's been a lot, but I'm so glad we can still do sim racing any way we can. Pace car will make the hard left onto pit road. We'll try it again. 10 laps remaining for the World Center of Racing. Car on the bottom, Ortiz on the outside. Abraham Vila in the middle. Jackson Carr on the bottom. I see Bomar trying to make a move, long way around. Carr inside, Vila, Delgado, Bomar, Ortiz. 9 to go from Daytona. And they're going to be stuck 3-1 like this all the way to the finish. Matter of fact, that's if they make it to the finish. Ortiz on the tailgate of the Toyota in front of him. Carr swipes high, gives daylight to Delgado. Christian Delgado aiming for his first ever win in NR9 in America. Bomar to the outside. Shuffling, swinging. 8 to go. Ortiz, no trouble deep in the field. One sideways, may have gone upside down. Shearing got air, that's outside of the main group. Carlos Truther may have got a piece of it, we stay green. Let him race, if it's an incident in the rear, it's not a matter to us. Vila to the outside, crossing in front of Omar. Seven to go. Vila in the middle. Harper on the bottom. Delgado up and into the one. He saves it. 4 wide, Jackson Carr. Kingsley in 4th. Hendricks in 3rd. Josh Harper has also never won a race in our night in America. 6 to go. Just trying anything possible, anything imaginable that they can do to get moving in the right direction. You got Kingsley trying to put a block on the 20. Will be 5 to go. Oh, Delgado sideways. He's jumping into the air. A huge hit for the 99. And the caution will wave with 5 laps to go. Man. Quickly. Things got turned. Eric W. dropping down 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Eric. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has come into this stream on such short notice. Once again, no guarantee that we were going to stream. We thought about it yesterday and then today. Didn't really know until about maybe the 2 o'clock hour Central Time. That's how things went for a miss for some of these drivers up front, but so glad to have all you viewers hanging around with us. It happened quickly. Let's take a look. Watch Delgado in 13. Went up. Well, from that angle, it did look like he came down. Watch again. Or maybe he just got hooked there from the 34. Still tough from an angle that we had. Watch again. I would say just slightly. Christian may have came down on the nose. So comes the pit road. 4 to go will be 3 to go. We will go to a green, white, checkered 1 lap over the scheduled distance of 30. As they'll get around this time by. Harper, Hendricks, Beaumont, Vila, Kingsley, Myers, Bianco, Carr, LeBombard, Horley, Wilkerson, and Davis, that being the top 12. What do you need for a big restart here? Jackson Carr, we've already spoken with him. Abraham Vila probably should have been penalized. Somehow got away with it. From the incident we saw, Frank Horley, we spoke with him earlier. Let's try it again. Horley, 10th the first. Can you do it in 2 laps?
Can you please run the greenest so we get 3 laps instead of 2?
No. We already announced 2. And there's drivers on pit road.
Yeah, what's up?
You're back there in the 10th position. You think it's possible for you to go from 10th to 1st?
Absolutely. Yes. This is the highest I've been all race. I was in that 1 wreck that started, I don't even know. It just started and I got spun around. But this is the highest I've been all race. So with 2 to go, I'm starting 10th. I think I can work with it. I've won a race here from 8th on the final restart. So I think that I can get it done. It's just, you know, if I can maybe get the 3rd lane going, stay in the 2nd lane, avoid 2 wreck that eventually happens, we'll see. There's some interesting characters up here, so we'll see what I can get done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold the phone here. Is this 4 laps under regulation?
What's that?
Is this 4 laps under regulation?
What do you mean? Yeah, we're on 28 out of 30 right now. So
We
this is
got
the
lucky.
national
We're
first.
under IndyCar rules. The admins have had to do single file restarts, changing to double file. There's no guarantee of a restart after this. 2 lap shootout, and that is it. No green white checkers were enabled.
There's no green white checkers, so this is it.
This is it.
So if they wreck, there's not going to be that.
Well, they just wrecked back there, and that was a couple of them. But yes, if you guys wreck and a caution comes out, the race is official, because the last time we touched iRacing was for, like, that we hosted a session, not how Area hosts their own, was
So
for
I gotta-
the Indiana 500.
Okay, so you gotta make sure your admins don't throw a yellow.
Unless it's terrible.
But even if it's terrible, it shouldn't be a yellow.
But I mean, I actually like the idea of no green white checkers. I'm one of those. I like both. I like green white checkers, and if there isn't green white checkers, it doesn't hurt my feelings. But yeah, it's 2 laps. It's all you got.
I got someone I really like in front of me right now. I got Jackson Carr in front of me. He's aggressive. He's good at super speedways. He's the perfect guy to work with here to get in the front.
All right, 2 laps, and they pile it up on the
Let's
back
go.
stretch. We can't throw the caution.
All right, we'll see. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna try to win this thing.
Indeed, good luck. That's Frank Corley. We're going to drag him back. Everyone now knows and understands 2 laps, that's it. There is no green-white checker. It's enabled, so we'll end under regulation. Momar on the outside, Harper on the bottom, Vila, Hendricks, Kingsley, Myers, top 6. Bianco, Carr, LeBombard, Horley, Davis, Wilkerson, and Mateo Ortiz. Jordan, Corbin, Glick, Zadi, Glick being 31st on back. You'll show the top 20 for this final restart. Let's ride. Pace car, the hard left on the pit road, and here we go. 2 Toyotas lead us back to the restart zone. 2 to go for the world's center of racing. James Bomar on the outside, Abraham Vila with them. Bianco got a shove. Sideways and around, Bombard. Tails and now rest of the field in the rear. Not enough for a caution to take out the leaders. Let them race. Salamanca. 1 to go from Daytona. Bomar and Myers, Harper and Vila. Bomar sideways. He's around. Horley's in it. Kingsley is in it. Dolchenko as well. That leaves Finnegan Myers and Josh Harper. Vila has drafting help. That's Jackson Carr. Finnegan Myers may be a sitting duck. Final time, turns 3 and 4. One of these two will get their first win in NR Night in America. Myers to the bottom. Harper back to the inside. They wreck. They slide. Finnegan Myers, first career win in NR Night in America. Abraham Vila comes home 3rd. Jackson Carr comes home 4th. And Finnegan Myers will grab his first ever win in NR Night in America. We'll come back around. We'll see the checker flag in hand. And our night in America, feeling victories all year long. Whoa. It comes around, goes around, and it went around in a hurry. Finnegan Myers, first win at our night in America. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, it was wild. Talk to me about it, those final laps.
Yeah, well, we started towards the rear. Not the greatest super speedway qualifier, and then just tried to take the best lane, avoid the wrecks, and they just slowly but surely took themselves out. And then I really liked where we were on the top of 3 wide. I thought we'd have the most momentum coming into the front stretch, so I was hoping we'd win anyway. And then the field took themselves out. I have no idea what happened there. And then it was a bit of a drag race between me and the 11. And I thought the 11 was going to get me. And then I don't know if he spun up into us or I don't know what happened across the line.
I can't believe what I saw. It looked like he self-spun in the trial.
Yeah, he was going to get me easy. And then I guess he spun out, he hooked us, and we slid across the line. But yeah, that's awesome.
Well, winning indeed. You knew with 30 laps it was going to be wild and chaotic, but those wrecks kind of just came one after another. You said, talking about the field kind of just coming together. Did you feel like you could have done anything to block Harper besides the fact that he spun out on his own?
Not really. He had such a big run. Well, once I knew the caution wasn't getting thrown, I was trying to break the draft. And I mean, we're in the super speedway package, so there was no way he wasn't getting to me. And he had a massive run, so no, there was nothing really I could do, but he made a mistake, and it gave us the win.
All right, we got another race coming up. That's Myrtle Beach. Are you joining us there?
I will be. I bought the track 30 minutes ago, so no idea how good we'll be.
Going to be fun as well. Finnegan Myers, congratulations on your win.
Thank you, sir.
And that is him. We'll go ahead and drag him back. Wild, wild race, wild, wild finish. And we'll get ready to do everything. Next up, let's get ready to ride. 10-minute practice, getting lined in, qualifying, coming in a hurry as well. We'll do about 60 laps at Myrtle Beach in preparation for that final night or final run to the checker flag, unless we get, I believe, 150 likes. So is that what we said earlier? Also, what this helps me do is get the voice ready for what will be tomorrow with the Battle of Broadway 150. Want to say thank you to everyone that's been hanging out with us and going through the motions. We know things have been tough. They've been very tough to go ahead and stream just because of the immense amount of traveling, the fatigue from that. But nonetheless, it is a lot of fun to have you guys here and hanging out. Because one more race for myself, we call it Hell Week. Really, because different areas and regions of the United States really doing this big square, but not really a square because we go very east to then it's a little bit more west and then north to then go south. So it's an interesting combo of traveling around America, but nonetheless, you know what? Was excited to go ahead and stream tonight. Nonetheless, Myrtle Beach will keep it a day race to make it for that hot, slick racetrack. Those trucks ready to roll. As we get ready to go. Time to do it. Grassroots Racing is alive. We'll bring you guys to our studios here in Nashville, Tennessee. Just want to point out that somehow when I got home, we have actually had some lights burn out. And by lights burning out, I mean like some of our more important lights have burned on out. So the stream may look a little bit interesting when we bring it back to the studio. Nonetheless, so glad you guys are here hanging out with us. Look at this. You're about to see things a little bit different. Yeah, down here. We know we got to get rid of that. This has got to go. This has got to go. Do have a Jag shirt on instead of a regular polo because, believe it or not, all the polos are dirty from the week of broadcasting. So kind of just doing a casually lined up stream. Hopefully this thing can go ahead and stick. Yeah, still a lot of things to be debugged with this studio. You know who we have not talked to at all? I don't think we talked to Daniel Mosteller. Mos. Let's try it again. Mos, John Ramos, you got a copy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. One race down. You maybe got one more to go. How's your Monday going? Oh, excuse me. How's your Wednesday going?
It's going pretty good. I'm just chilling, having a great time, man.
Heck yeah. When's the next time you're going to a NASCAR race? Wait, did you go to the Brickyard? Not the Brickyard. Did you go to...
I
go to
did
Charlotte?
not, no. But I'll be in Pocono in less than a month, and then I'll be at Lime Rock the following week after Pocono in a month's time now. So my month of June is going to be pretty exciting.
All right. Pretty cool. Are you going to Daytona next year?
Excuse me. Yes, I am. I am. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why this camera is acting up. It was not acting up about 30 minutes ago. People that are wondering, yes, I love racing merchandise. So I talked about this with Xander McKinney, another NR driver. Racing merch is so cool to wear out, and there's been people that have wanted to buy some racing merch just strictly off me from wearing it in person. So I'm trying to think which one it was. I think it was the Mark Martin One Hot Night shirt that I got for like $40. It's really cool. It's a retro t-shirt. Somebody offered me $150 to give him that shirt in Nashville, Tennessee. Not at the track, just there, because they thought it was really cool and retro. And honestly, I love this. Is the Jegs shirt. For the ones that don't know, I call races with the Jegs Series All-Star Store Champion Racing Association. I have ASA merchandise as well. I think the nicest short track merch comes from what Dale Jr. has with the Cars Store. Right, let's be honest, really good. George Phillips, that 22 looks amazing. Wow. You can tell I've been speaking a lot, Demos. Can you tell? Can you tell? I'm getting these flat tires, it feels like, and I'm spinning out with my voice because it's been nonstop talking for a whole week. But I believe the George Phillips 22 merchandise with the car in the back looks cool. I have the one just with the 22. And I'm trying to think. Bubba Pollard's Johnny Benson ASA National Tour Championship throwback merch is insanely good. Insanely good, I'm telling you. So yeah, there's actually some merchandise, like retro merch, you can get for pretty cheap. I remember we all went to the flea market at Daytona. Nathan Dew, who knows who Nathan Dew is? You know who Nathan Dew is, Demos.
I do.
Did you hear the story? I
heard a whole bunch of stories. I heard a whole bunch of them.
Did you hear the flea market story?
I think I did.
Okay, so here's the flea market story for the ones that are wondering. So I'm a huge merch fan, and I'm also a fan of people having it for a great price.
Okay, yes,
I'm a man of a deal, you know? So we're in Daytona, and Nathan Dew is a huge Casey Kane fan. And he finds this Casey Kane shirt for, like, I think it was like $50, $60. And it was from 2017. And it was like a nice polo team shirt. Nathan Dew got the absolute deal of a lifetime because of... Am I really going to take full credit for this? Yes, I am. Because of me.
Yeah, when I originally heard the story, you were taking full credit for it.
I am taking full credit. Nathan Dew looked at this shirt and said, John, there's no way that's $60. I'm like, it doesn't have to be $60, Nate. It doesn't have to be $60. So we went up to the guy and I said, hey, and we saw this online for like $20. I mean, I'm laughing now, but obviously I was very much not live. I was very serious. Hey, I saw this online for like $20. Is there any way we can like price match this or at least get a significant discount from what it was? And he hit me with a line that was very interesting. He hit me with the line of, this is retro. And I'm like, 2017's retro? And if you think about it, it's almost 10 years ago, right? It's 2025. It's 8. So, I mean, it's kind of getting there. And it's a Farmer's Casey Kane shirt. Like, it's nice. It's a polo. And after going back and forth, this guy said, well, if you can't afford it, then you might as well not get it. And he must have looked at Nathan Dew dead in the eyes because he said fine to $25. Because I just went back and forth. I said, hey, I'm just saying, you know, when you think Casey Kane, you think of the 9. You know, you don't think of the 5, which is completely wrong. Because you can think of the 5 with Casey Kane. But, you know, I was doing the whole business thing back and forth, and we got him to buy it at 25. And I said, I just don't think anyone would buy this at 60 bucks. You know, now if this was Casey Kane with the 9, yeah, for sure, $60, I guarantee you we would go ahead and take it. But I just don't see the Farmer's 5. And what did he do great in 2017? Well, John, he did win the Brickyard 400 in 2017, but, you know, I'm glad he didn't go ahead and bring that up, because we did get it for, I believe, 25 bucks. I am a man of the deal, and we got Nathan Dew retro merchandise for very, very, I wouldn't say very cheap, but definitely on a significant discount. Let's give him trackside. But yes, love merchandise. I will take photos of the merchandise that I have and put it in the Discord, because I mean, some of the things that you'll find at a flea market, at an antique store, is just unbelievable. I think I posted something on X recently. I found a NASCAR Winston Cup Series puffer jacket, like the real deal, for 65, maybe 70 bucks. And I didn't bite at it because it was a small. If that baby was a large, oh my, I would have quickly grab that thing and put it in the cart, because it was awesome. It was so cool. But yeah, art of the deal. That's the definition for today. I mean, come on, that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I heard a second story, and I won't say it on here, but you were making a deal for someone else, and they backed out of it, from what I heard.
Okay, we'll talk about the Frank D'Angelo story. Why not? Okay, so I mean, all week we've really been getting really good deals. Like, I think we all went into Daytona. So there's this huge group going to Daytona for Mentor Night in America, and just people that we know on the iRacing side, the short track scene. I think we all went in with the same idea. How can we do this the cheapest way possible? And we're doing pretty well. I got a Bobby Labonte, I think it was a 500 start die cast, pretty cheap as well. Kind of going with the same strategy we got to get the Nathan Dew shirt for over 50% off. But I think I got that for 40 bucks, and I think online it goes for like 100 something, which is really cool. But that's the thing about these flea markets, you know, I think if you know how to play the game, you can get a good discount, and nobody knows how to play the game better than Frank D'Angelo's. So I'm like, okay, no more. We have hit the max. I got lucky because I think I had access to ARCA credentials. Yes, I did. I had access to ARCA credentials. So Saturday I was going to be able to get in for free for Xfinity. But when I came in with a suit, that ARCA credential, I was told, was also good for the truck race. And I got in to the grandstands for free with the truck race. So I was like, okay, you know, I have about 50 bucks left over on budget. What can I do to maybe get something that I'd never had? And I went to every Homestead Miami Speedway Championship race from 2019 back to 2009. Every single one. I didn't go to 2020. I actually was outside of the track in 2020. Should have tailgated it. 2021, I went to that one. 22 went to that one. 23, 24, didn't go to 25. I'm a huge Homestead fan. Matter of fact, I'm excited to get the championship back next year because I will be there in attendance come hell or high water. But that 2015 race, I remember how it was so special. I think 2014, 2015, 2012, 11, and 9 were definitely the big wigs of just going to Homestead. 09 with it being my favorite. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off track. We go to this die-cast shop that's on the beach, and we know this die-cast shop very well because you cannot play the game with these guys. They mark up the die-casts very much, we know, because of one big reason. You have to pay higher taxes if you're going to have a place on the beach, right? I mean, it's common sense. So Dale Jr. Baja Blast Car may go for 150 bucks. It's going to be 200 if you want to buy it on the beach. Certain die-casts that you can find on eBay for 40 bucks will be marked up to 90, maybe 100. We saw that it was closing, and I've been to this die-cast store multiple times. I know the owner. I've seen him multiple times. He's seen me, and I haven't bought a single thing from there. I just love going in there and seeing the die-cast and going, wow, that's expensive. I'm not buying it. But, you know, Mr. Cheap over here. I go in, and they have discounts. And I've never seen this place with discounts in my life. Never. and I see that they have the Jeff Gordon final ride car available, and I think it was for like, I think it was like $100. And maybe saying, is that good? Is that not good? For the diecast fans, they kind of all know what's good and what's not. But what's interesting about this diecast is the fact it didn't have the yellow banner on it. And I wanted the one with the yellow banner because that's the one that actually races, the race version. And I pointed to the person about it, and they were confusing the one with the yellow banner and without the yellow banner. So I'm like, okay, hold on. We may be able to get a pretty good discount. I'm like, I think I can get this thing for $75, right? If you know how to play the game, you know how to play the game. It's just, you know, the art of business, but not trying to be fair, but not trying to completely screw someone over at the same time. So I'm going back and forth with the person. I'm like, I mean, I give you $75 cash right now for this. You know, I've seen enough Storage Wars. I've seen enough shows about, you know, going back and forth. What's that show called on the History Channel that I used to watch back in the day? You know what I'm talking about? Demos?
Oh, I think I
Pawn Wars or Pawn Shop.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just taking notes out of those guys. I was like, listen, $75 right now. Did I have $75? I was really saying 75 like cash out, but you know what I mean? Okay, but like I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can because I really want this car, and on eBay it's always marked up like crazy. Anyways, I'm going back and forth, and I'm like locked in. This person, she's kind of going, you know what? We're closing our shop soon. Everything's got to go, and that was the big thing. Everything has got to go. So the ball is in the consumer's court if everything has to go, right? And she was telling me how some people were coming in and they were buying multiple things, and she knew that was for resale. And I was like, well, the thing is, I mean, I went to this race. I don't want it for resale. I just want it on my shelf, you know, because I saw this car race. And we were going back and forth, and here comes Frank DeAngelis, and our Night in America driver. And he looks at my keys and he goes, John, why do you have 2 gym memberships on your keys?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I looked at him like, are you out of your... Dude! Like, I'm like locked in, right? Everyone else is watching. Nate's there watching. Tayden's there watching. Muvic's there watching. I grab my keys back and I just see everyone start laughing. And Frank has this great idea to speak during the whole, you know, the whole thing. And I thought he ruined the deal for me. Because he was talking about how like $75 wasn't fair, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Frank DeAngelis just ruined this deal. Little did I know the mastermind behind everything. He was buying 10 diecasts at an insane discount because he's a reseller on eBay, and he was able to get the Jeff Gordon diecast for $50, which I then paid him the $50 for. But because he bought a lump sum for a crazy discount, they threw that in for him for $50. And I was like, you know what? I didn't trust the process. But attaboy, Frank. Thank you so much. Love you, Frank DeAngelis. I appreciate that. Even though you did go ahead and hit Keith Ingram, or not Keith Ingram, Kai Collingwood for no reason, the 4 to 500. Let's get ready to rock and roll from Myrtle Beach. We light the fuse in South Carolina. Slipping, sliding into turn 3. Schmidt, James Bomar, Adam Walker, Chad Thornquist. 1 into the outside wall. William Schmidt leads lap 1. Back to the tailgate. Working their way through turns 3 and 4. Schmidt, Bomar, Adam Walker, that is the top 3. 30 trucks making rotations around this track. Roll Kevin Champagne jammed up on the outside. Chad Thornquist, Lambo Bard, and the caution will wave. Yeah, you wondered if something big was going to happen deeper in the field, and it very much did. And there's the damage. Now, once again, if we hit 150, there is no guarantee of a race 3. It depends on the voice, and what I have to do is I still have to go to work tonight in preparation for being up. I think I'll get up around 6 a.m., head to the racetrack, because we have a long day tomorrow for the Rackley Roofing Battle of Broadway. If we do end up having a race, it may be a sprint race with the Arkham Menard Series. 38, Michael Mitchum squeezing in front of the 58, and that's what started the whole chain reaction. Nowhere to go for multiple trucks. Damage on Cooper Glick. As he gets it backfired, so under the caution for the first time. You know, we have not spoken to William Schmidt at all. Let's chime in. Schmidt, John Ramos, you got a copy? William Schmidt, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
There you go. Race leader now here at Myrtle Beach. How's the truck?
It is one of the setups of all time. I'll say that.
Oh my gosh, I knew it. There was 2 Myrtle Beach setups, and I knew I picked the wrong one by the way that nose is sticking up.
Yeah, I know. This thing's looking like that one photo of the Gen 4 car in Martinsville.
It's like the shocks haven't been set with how high the nose is on the ground.
It is so goofy.
Is it fun to drive at least?
I mean, when it's not spinning out on quarter entry, it's, you know, it's okay. But, you know, it's a challenge, but, you know, not in a terrible way.
Well, at least everybody has the same challenge, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, Schmidt's going to have a handful. We'll let him go with 53 laps to go in South Carolina. Schmidt, Walker, Bomar, that's the top 3. Justin Champagne, Daniel Mosteller. Goes to the outside, P5. Tries the long way around. You see all these trucks are struggling for grit. Mosteller, one of them. James Bomar just can't get it going. Bomar on the wall. Carlos Truther, long way around to Frank Horley. 51 laps to go. Finnegan Myers. There with the move, Frank Horley in front of Truther's 54. And just look at how this thing is set up. The nose completely off the ground, something you would see in NASCAR 15 at Daytona. Myers to the inside of Truther. Lack of rear end grip on the 54. The nose just slams back down on the ground. Battle for the lead. Trouble, Carlos Truther goes around. Single truck spin, it is in the groove. Do they throw the caution for it? I think the goal is to hopefully get long green flag run racing. Leaders coming back around, Truther gets it fired. Walker on the inside, Schmidt on the outside. Cooper Glick catches the outside wall, one of the SKS drivers. Aiden Walker, the race leader. This is a really good question. How many races do I need to call before I'm off for the year? And I think I know what you're trying to ask, so I'm gonna ask the question back. Are we talking about in person where it would be impossible to do sim racing broadcasts? And I don't think it will ever truly be impossible to do broadcasts on the sim, right? We've had this discussion before. You know, the Florida 500, the NWP 400, the Alabama 500, they're not going anywhere. Worst case scenario, if we have to run those on a Monday night, Tuesday night, randomly in an afternoon on a Saturday, they're going to go and happen because we care about those events a lot. There's just no guarantee that they would be in those prime time Friday slots. Like, for instance, NR Night in America forced now to move to a Wednesday just as a one-off today to have it happen for you viewers. And I know there's a good amount of you that keep up with what I do in person. You watch Racing America, Track TV, select events that I have on Flow Racing. But for most of you, you know me as the voice of NR Night in America. And I don't want to lose that with my aspirations to one day move up into major league broadcasting. Like right now, with the short track scene, I consider it the minor leagues of NASCAR. When people ask what I do, yeah, I'm a sports broadcaster for minor league racing. But one day, even if you do hear me, as I do hope to move up, I do hope to improve, this still stays a thing, even if it's on a casual side. Like today, it's so fun calling NR Night in America. I'm reading the live chat. We're watching racing. Cars are struggling. They're ripping around here, Myrtle Beach. Last night, I was driving. I was like, if we're going to do NR Night in America, what do I want to call? And I want to call a race at Myrtle Beach. I think Myrtle Beach is one of the greatest short tracks. So let's bring the trucks there. Let's have some fun. Let's do that. We'll have Daytona ahead for the viewers and the drivers that want Daytona. Make it unique. Make it interesting. And I think that's currently what we have going. So it would take a whole lot before the channel would be abandoned, but I don't see us abandoning the channel at all, because if you think about it, this channel is almost 10 years old. That's right. I started this when I was a 9th grader in high school. And even though nights like this, it is on a casual side, we're watching racing, I'm listening to live chat, Aiden Walker's the race leader, there's still those esport events that do have funding, that do have backing, that we still put a lot of time and effort in. I think the biggest call that we can still do this was actually for the Indiana 500, when I got the audition to do IndyCar radio that Thursday in Indianapolis and having to drive home to get ready for that event. The amount of drivers that were on top of it, understanding of the situations, the amount of viewers that were understanding that, hey, the marketing it's going to be tough because I have to have full focus on what's going to happen that Thursday. And the amount of return that we had, I had this conversation with Jared. I said, Jared, we didn't get to market the Indiana 500 the way we did last year, where it was a 2-day show and it was just every single hour on X, Instagram, something going out, and 7,000 watched. We still have something here. We still have a great base, and it's not what it was in 22 because, yes, times have changed, right? It's not what it was in 23 because times have changed. But you know what? We're still here. We're having fun. We're smiling, and the ones that are driving are having fun. There's no point in stopping it. So very grateful for everyone that's been hanging out. I don't see us stopping. Obviously, well, I'm going to use the term again, with changing tides, me prioritizing in person. We can't do it every Tuesday and Friday night like we've been able to do, including at the beginning of the year. We are still able to do it, and get ready because there may be some late night hour streams where we will have to start at 11 or 10, and there's a good chance you may not be able to watch it that night, but you can watch back later on. And it's hard to go ahead and even announce when we're going to do it because sometimes we don't know if we're going to do NR until the day of, but we still get to do it and have fun, like Ada Walker is ahead of 7/10 of Justin Champagne. I'll never forget the day we saw the Champagnes go at it for the first time. Now Kevin is either behind the wall or running around deeper in the field. There he is, Kevin Champagne in the 25th position. First time we saw Justin and Kevin go at it, little did we know that it was going to be the first of years of watching these guys do some great, great things. Auto Club car tomorrow, either it was early August or late July of 2021, and one brother is ripping bottom, the other brother is ripping top. There's this guy calling the race that has no idea what he's doing, but it's all passion behind his voice. Yes, I'm talking about myself. And it was so cool. So now when we watch the brothers go at it, I just think back still to Auto Club. I still think back to 2021. How times have changed, yet so much has stayed the same, and their love for iRacing, their care for the community. So a big hats off and thank you to the Champagne family for watching and having so much fun. When they do go back to victory lane, it is pretty cool. Just like when we see Terrell Baker go back, or I see him at Daytona, and him having fun, enjoying himself. Aiden Walker, 93, race leader. We've known him for quite some time. We remember the first time Justin Champagne wrecked Aiden Walker at the Charlotte Roval in 2021. The infamous line, "Champagne, you are horrible," that was uttered out of the mouth of Aiden Walker. Now they do sit 1-2 in the year 2025. Moss Steller's in third. First time we saw him on the scene, the term Dirty Demos came about because off turn 4 in one of his first ever races, he jammed hard left onto another driver, spun him out, and the entire chat was against him. How things have changed. He's the most popular driver, the most winningest e-ticket winner, 4 e-ticket events. I still think also. Now we went to the Alabama 500, and for years, for 2 years, we talked about who's going to get the third. And then within 2 months from Darlington, we went from the most winningest driver having 2 to the most winningest driver having 4. Moss Steller has only won e-ticket events going back-to-back. That was the Florida 500 to the Alabama 500, and then now the Alabama 500 to the Indiana 500. So does he win the Hoosier 400 when we go back to Indianapolis in July, or maybe the NWB 400? That's the bucket list item he wants. Only time will tell. 25 laps to go, and we've known that there's been a lot of incidents on track, so we're going to throw a safety yellow to stack them back up and get drivers back going because of this setup. There has been reports of wrecks around the racetrack, and unfortunately has gathered a lot of drivers together. So caution is out. They'll roll the field once again, and hopefully we can go and speak to some drivers, kind of go back in time and bring up what is going on now. How about the first ever driver to win an e-ticket? Who knows who the first ever driver was to win an e-ticket? The hardcore viewers are watching right now, so I guarantee you everybody on that side knows. I want to speak to Christian Delgado. Gatto. John Ramos, you got a copy?
I got you, John.
That's your new nickname, Gatto, by the way. Mos, Gatto, Delgado. No, maybe not. Maybe that's the last time I say that. I don't know.
I'll see, John.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, running pretty well at Daytona, and had the Dale block and wrecked the field, but got wrecked out early here at Myrtle Beach, but looking forward to the next race.
We've been talking about stories recently, and what's really cool about Enter Night in America drivers, right? For the viewers watching back at home, you may see a stream and drivers that race. In reality, the community has grown to the part where almost every week, and drivers that have raced in NR are meeting up in person, are talking to each other. They'll go to Daytona, they'll go to Charlotte, some are coming to Nashville, they'll be in Gateway. For you met Jeff Perchatsky, Riker Byram, Micah, Mike, myself at Talladega, but I think your infamous Talladega story is so unbeatable. It's up there. It's up there for one of the best NR stories. Do I have the right to talk about it?
I know, the floor is yours, man. I always love hearing about it from others' perspective. So
okay. This is gonna be from my perspective. I'll never forget Talladega because I had a race to call in person that Saturday. Dawson Sutton bump and run on Hunter Wright. You were in attendance for that race. How was it seeing that in attendance?
Yeah, that was awesome, and it's awesome to think about because that was actually my first, you know, I grew up dirt racing and here in Kansas. That was my first ever pavement race I ever saw, was you calling it, and that ending with you know, Dawson, you know, giving the bumper on the last lap. That was awesome. Me and Jeff were sitting there in the stands with it. We're going nuts, and I mean, I don't think you can come up with a better first race to go to.
I know, it was awesome, and I think the day before was interesting. I'm at the fairgrounds, I'm doing an interview. I believe it may have been with Jackson Boone, because he was returning for that race, and you guys are hanging out on Broadway. Now I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of Broadway. I'm a fan of the race Brackley Roofing Battle of Broadway 150. Was one of the people that came up with that name. But you you fell asleep multiple times, and then you lost your ID. So can we continue that after the restart? Kind of keep the viewers on the toes.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it. Christian Delgado ready to go back racing with 20, now 19 laps to go from Myrtle Beach. Justin Champagne, the race leader. Walker, Mosteller, Horley, Schmidt, Mitchum, Myers, Rodriguez in 8th. Oh, a couple getting into the outside wall. You heard it. That's Carter Kingsley going around, the 16 involved. Yahir Rodriguez getting into the access road. Walker underneath the 38. Fight for the race lead. Champagne actually driving the 65. Sim Stamp being the 38. $16 to go for Myrtle. Orly, Schmidt, Michael Mitchum. Justin in 3rd, Frank Horley in 4th. Oh, Horley sideways, Mitchum on the bottom. Champagne to 3rd, Mosin to 2nd. The defending winner at Myrtle Beach with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He's on the back end of Walker. $13 to go. William Schmidt under Justin Champagne. Oh, sends in a heave. Mitchum up the track, got a slam in the back. Frank Horley, Riker Byram, Finnegan Myers. Myers blocks the tailgate on the nose of Michael Mitchum. All this pushing, all this shoving. Right behind the race leaders. All trouble. Michael Mitchum goes around. Had contact from another machine, that being Jacob Brown at 23. 11 to go. Champagne in 4th, Myers in 5th. Van Drugman P6, Josh Kenyon P7. Riker Byram in 8th. $8 to go this time by. And Mose is doing everything he can to close on in. He's to the tailgate of Aiden Walker. Looks underneath the turn 4. 7 to go. He's going to try it again here. Bumps the tailgate. Listen how he's having to work the throttle with how ill handling the setup is. This is short track racing with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He's going to have to get him out of the groove. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. 5 to go. Demos is there. Tried it again, was able to make it work. Tries it once more underneath. Mose underneath the turns 1 and 2. Schmidt 8/10 back. He can close. Walker gets in the door. Slipping and sliding on a Wednesday night. 2 to go. And the art of sim racing on full display. Top 3 drivers. 8/10 the difference. 2 mere inches from each other, both Chevrolets to come to the white flag. Salamanca, 1 to go from South Carolina. Mosteller underneath Walker. Back on the throttle, final time to 3 and 4. Paints the white line on the bottom. It's gonna be a drag race to the start-finish line. Walker slides and wins from Myrtle Beach. Mo second, Schmidt third. And SKS goes 1 and 3 with the second race of the night. And I would say a more formal finish than what we had at Daytona. And our night in America, feeling victories all year long. Aiden Walker, a Nashville Fairground Speedway driver. Burns it down into the grass. And our night in America, feeling victories all year long. And Walker was able to get a win. Let's go ahead and speak to him. Walker, John Ramos, what a finish, what a ride. Talk to me about it, those final moments.
Yeah, that was a really fun battle between me and Demos there. Yeah, overall the race was pretty simple. Once I got ahead of Schmidt there, it was just really about holding on to track position. Then we had that caution around halfway, which kind of shuffled things up with Champagne taking 2, got a good jump on the start. He kind of coked arcs on me in 1 and 2, which, isn't too weird. I knew he was on 2 tires, so I could probably just try dive bombing into 1 and 2, which I did. And that, well, yes, we had to race a little bit. It was fun racing and things, because it was actually really, it wasn't really hard to pass, but if you knew how to pass, you were able to pass really easily. But it was still a little bit challenging even if you did. You would have to always have to race someone for a little bit, but it was really fun. Then once I got the lead, after Champagne and all of us got it together and things, it was just mainly about trying to stay ahead of Demos. And I think I made a mistake off 4 saying that just allowed him to get to the inside, but since I knew the inside was very hard to keep up with, it was just mainly about just trying to keep that edge when we were going to be like around the middle of the straight, because that just gains you a lot more on the entry and the corners, especially in turn 3, because with how this truck acted, it was a lot more rear steer than front steer, so it made it where 1 and 2 was very challenging on entry and things, which definitely added a lot to it and things. So
it was insane. I mean, that's racing right there. You both had a terrible setup, but you realized, everyone else had the same setup. How did you learn this truck, how it was going to be evil, and kind of just tame it from the first half to the second?
Really, it was just about mainly throttle control, especially off of turn 2, where that was where I gained a bunch of time on the long run from what I noticed, is just with how I would wait for the truck to get straight for exit. That's where I was always gaining my time. So I think that's what really helped me with that, but when it came to the short run, I just kind of pushed my stuff a little bit much at the end, which kind of just gave a chance for Demos, and then we got side by side, and obviously we had an incredible finish and things. I hope everyone that's watching this had a lot of fun doing, well, just watching it because it was really fun to battle him. We finally didn't have like an incident when we were racing each other and things, so.
Well, at the end of the day, you were there when it mattered the most. Are you ready to get back racing at Nashville Fairground Speedway?
I still don't know if we're gonna be racing at the fairgrounds much this year. Just matters on how everything goes. I mean, we figured out that there's for some reason part of the chassis right behind where my seat is. For some reason, it, like, just snapped, I guess, 1 week. So, I mean, we were kind of expecting something like that to happen because we had to get the car reclipped a while back, and the person that does, like, the stuff for that, he said there's a chance that'll happen, which it ultimately did, just not in the way we were thinking. So, we had to skip this weekend up in at Lonesome Pine just so we can get this all repaired and things. But we will be heading to Newport Speedway next weekend. Speaking of Newport,
No way you're going to Newport. That's awesome.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on when you played?
I actually thought it was cool. Now, one thing that I will note, you could tell the track at one point probably didn't have much love, right? I mean, very clear.
Well, yeah, the track was a junkyard, not even a
Yeah,
year
and
ago.
people told me that it was a junkyard, but I mean, what they have done to that place, insane. Because I was looking, I'm like, okay, I mean, it looks like a short track that, you know, has brand new paint, and they showed me what it was before. I went, oh my gosh, they did that in a year?
You just have to look at Google Earth.
Yeah.
You just have to go like 2 clicks to, like, I don't know, June of last year or July. Thing looks completely different than what it is now. It's insane what he did. And he got the track pretty much looking what Kyle does right now in like 2 or 3 months. And with how many cars were in that junkyard, I mean, it's insane what Chuck's done to that track.
Oh, yeah, he such a good job, you know, and when you learn about these tracks and what people are doing to bring awareness and just the whole impact on it, it's really cool. I'm a big Newport fan. Do want to note this, there will not be a round 3. Now, hold on. Now, let me explain why. I'm doing pre-race tomorrow. Did get the word while we're in this race. I'll be doing pre-race. And for the ones that don't know, when you do driver intros, you kind of have to strain that voice. And I did it at Hickory, and then when I went to Newport the next day, it was tough on my voice. Then had the Newport race, and I realized, okay, not bad. Went to Owasso, had to strain my voice again, and when I did that, on top of calling the whole hour and a half, nearly 2-hour race, it put a lot of emphasis. Like right now, you can hear that's just ever so scratchy because it's still recuperating from Owasso. I worry if I do one more race, including at Talladega, with me bringing the energy, come tomorrow for pre-race and then having to call a 150-lap pro late model event with 20 cars, it's going to be very, very tough. So for the betterment of tomorrow's broadcast, we did get 2 races in and we're ending on a high. We will be back. I'm going to talk to Area. I want to explain this. Let me know what y'all think. Because I know with Area, a lot of you guys are watching because it's just Area. What if we streamed NR before Area, right? And then we did the Area race, and then we had NR after. I'm thinking about trying that for this coming up Monday, and I'm going to pitch it to the Area guys. So I'm going to ask that question, and let me know what you guys think, just so we can get things going. But yeah, we're not doing a driver's only broadcast because I worry about what some of you guys will say. Let's be real. I'm sorry. I worry. Yeah. Some of you guys don't have the greatest,
keep it family friendly.
Don't have the cleanest mouths. So I'm trying not to completely, like, certain drivers I would want in there, I don't think are here tonight. And those are the ones that I think have the best microphones. And I would love Delgado in there. We'd definitely get that, but we would need a supercast. And that is kind of the whole situation. So yes, with me having a bunch of in-person stuff coming up, one more event of Hell Week. That's what we've been calling it. 4 events 1 week. And you can still kind of hear the strain. I was not supposed to stream today. Matter of fact, people told me not to, and I still kind of did. So 2 races. I didn't want to leave the boys and girls back at home hanging, you know what I mean, because we haven't done it in a while. But yes, what would you think, Walker, if we did NR Night in America kind of before Area and then after Area, see what it could do? Maybe, hopefully it's a last second push. I think it could. So that's what I'm going to try to pitch to them. If they agree to it, great. If not,
they might be a little more fine with it after, though. So
I'm thinking it may have to be after. So we're gonna see what we can do to at least pump up the
bring back
interest
the,
in that.
old like post-event party.
Yes,
from, like,
exactly. After hours. We might have to do after hours. So we'll see how that goes down. But I'm just happy we got to. And trust me, I was not supposed to stream today at all. Like, they were saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And I'm like, I have to. We have to do it. So glad you guys came in. Seriously, love you all. Thank you guys for coming in at such short notice. I'll give you updates in the Discord about Monday. We are streaming area on Monday. If you're at Nashville Super Speedway, come up. I know some of you guys did at Newport, Hickory, Owasso. It's so nice meeting you guys, honestly. As well for the ones that I met at Anderson. The two brothers, once again, that I met at Anderson. I hope you're watching. I thank you guys for coming up. You guys are awesome. And just everywhere we go, there's a bunch of NR viewers that come up and talk iRacing. George, short track fans that know who I am. You guys are great. Thank you guys for coming on in tonight. Seriously, we're going to continue to try to keep things going and making everybody happy. But at the same time, got a job to do tomorrow. And hopefully, as much as I did tonight, hopefully tomorrow as well, giving people a reason to tune in next week. That is the overall goal. I'm John Ramos saying so long from Myrtle Beach. I'll see you next Monday with area and maybe even NR, a splice in between. And if you do watch on Racing America on Track TV for the 4th time this week, I'll see you now coming Thursday night